Hello everyone, on a Tuesday evening, Win here with some storm headlines. And believe it or not, it's been a few weeks, but we're finally talking about a storm system. And it is going to be a low pressure system that's going to strengthen along a passing cold front. And what that's going to do is wring out some of that really humid tropical air that we've been seeing across the forecast area over the past few days in the form of some beneficial rainfall. Now, the heaviest rain is going to fall across interior sections, but for those at the coast, you won't be completely spared either by this rain, and some drought relief, some much needed drought relief, is likely area-wide. Now, the one caveat to all this is some strong winds, which may cause some power outages and possibly even threaten some of the fall foliage that we're seeing pop up across the area. Now, timing out the rainfall portion of this system here on our Futurecast radar, you'll notice how the rain really doesn't start picking up in intensity until around maybe 11 o'clock, noon, maybe even 1 a.m. But you'll notice how easily and how quickly that rain will spread into our area here. Look at some of these reds, pinks, and yellows. That's indicating some much needed heavy downpours located near and along that front. During that time, though, the winds will also be gusting as well. Now, moving forward even further here, you'll notice the front itself at around 8 or 9 o'clock, and around that time, it's probably clearing some of the mid-coast of Maine and also clearing Cape Cod. And behind that front, we'll lose the humidity, we'll drop most of the above average temperature anomalies, and we'll start to cool down and dry up for the day on Thursday. Now, taking a look at our expected rainfall amounts, you'll notice how the heaviest amounts, once again, are going to be inland. We're talking about the Connecticut River Valley, White Mountains into the Green Mountains of Vermont, and up into the Northeast Kingdom as well. In those areas, we could be looking at 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain, and if we can get things to happen just right, I think there'll be pockets that get well over that amount. Now, 1 inch to 1.5 inches is looking likely for a lot of our interior sections outside of the mountains. We're talking about the Lakes region, the Worcester Hills, the Maine foothills, places like that. Now, as we approach the coastline, those rainfall amounts will drop off significantly, more on the tune of 1/2 inch, maybe up to 1 inch, along most of the coastline, and then across parts of the outer Cape and especially into down east Maine. That's where we're really not going to see that much rain at all. Probably only about 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch if we're lucky in those locations. Now, moving on to our wind forecast. Now, this is what I'm expecting for the peak wind gusts, which is the strongest gust you're going to see, is likely going to fall in this range. Now, taking a look here, we have mid-coast and down east Maine, which is probably going to be some of the locations that will see those strongest winds. I think we'll see peak gusts in the 55, maybe even up to 60 mile per hour range, and that could be problematic in those areas. We have another patched area up into some of the higher terrain of the White Mountains of Maine and New Hampshire, where we could see gusts over 55 miles an hour as well. A big swath of peak gusts between 40 and 55 miles per hour is looking likely here for a lot of our larger towns and cities along the coastline. Now, moving back west a little bit towards the Connecticut River Valley, this is going to be interesting. The areas that see some of the heaviest rainfall will actually get some of the lighter winds out of this storm, only on the tune of 30 to 40 miles an hour peak gusts, or maybe even less as you head back into some of the Green Mountains. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Smash the like button if you did, and I will be back when the next storm comes knocking. Win out.